In 1984, there lived an old widowed lady who lived by herself in a two-story house. She was completely immobile. Ever since the mysterious death of her husband, she required the aid of a caregiver who would visit her daily to help with her daily tasks. What made it even more difficult was that the only way to traverse the 2 floors was old staircases. When the old lady needed to get to the top floor or back down to the bottom, the caregiver would have to carry her up and down like a child. One day, the police received a call from the widow. There had been a murder. Since police units were scarce at the time, and the murderer had already fled the scene, only one detective was sent out to conduct the initial crime scene report. He arrived to find the caregiver's body splayed out on the floor, with her vocal cords ripped out in a pool of blood on the first floor. Immediately, the cop turned around, looked up the stairs at the old lady, still sitting there in her wheelchair, shocked, frozen, still, and silent. It was similar to the death of her husband many years ago, who had suffocated in his sleep on the couch downstairs. She was the only one home. The detective put on his gloves, took photos, swabbed for evidence, and covered the body until the coroner arrived. All routine stuff. He scoped out the downstairs for any clues, no success. Then asked the old lady if he could look upstairs. She insisted that she was the only one upstairs and no one had been there all day. But regardless, the detective ascended the stairs and the old lady hesitantly moved aside. Beyond the staircase, there was a narrow corridor with 3 closed doors along it. He checked behind each of the doors. The empty bedroom, nothing. The bathroom, nothing. He became anxious as he slowly made his way to the final bedroom where the old lady slept. He opened it and everything looked a bed, a wardrobe, and a bedside table with a... He checked every wall of the room in horror, as if it was not what he discovered, but it was what he didn't discover that made him stop dead in his tracks and slowly reach down for his gun. It was a detail so minor that they had completely missed it on the last investigation. There was no phone. He suddenly heard a noise as he withdrew his gun and rushed out of the room, only to find an empty wheelchair at the top of the stairs.